see your face. For he that waits on grace. I know the Lord. Any better do on the God. He will roll. Then forward still this forward will. Though the billows dash and spread, with a concrete tread we will push ahead and roll the sea away. Look here now, man. Sickness come, he will roll away. He comes, sickness he roll the sea away. He roll the sickness roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. Roll all the sickness away. All of the bill they will pay. Roll the sea away. 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 Roll the then forward still this forward will blow the billows dash and spray. With a concrete tread we will push ahead and roll the sea. One more time. Then forward still this forward will blow the billows dash and spray. With a concrete tread we will push ahead and roll. One more time. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. Roll the sea away. Problem come, he roll it up. Sickness come, he roll it up. All the problem, he roll it up. All the problem come, he roll. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Somebody else say, Jordan roll. Jordan roll. Oh yeah. And do thy work thyself. He say roll. Jordan roll. Jordan roll. To heaven when I die, we go hear the Jordan roll. Take it on. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. All of the problem roll up. All of the sickness roll up. All of the bill them roll up. Everything problem. Yeah. He rolled. Hallelujah. Glory. Thank you, Jesus. Whatever you face this week, forward still. Whatever mountains come in your way, forward still. Yeah. Whatever, even if you buck out to war, forward still. Disappointment come, forward still. Woo. And if another pastor fall, forward still. After the pastor we have follow. We don't be with pastor, but we have follow Jesus. Forward still. Young people, walk holy. Walk holy. Make the right decisions. Walk right. Walk holy. Ramandosia. Rakandarabasiandarabosha. Walk holy. Forward still. It's Jehovah's will. Though the billows dash and sway with a concrete
Heat life, he life, he life.
Yes, comrades!
Youth and youth!
Undecided voters! PNP coming again! So tell your neighbor, tell your friend! Green man I ride with like mule, and I take the nation for fall! But we have a new name for him!
What him name?
Him name Eli!
Bangarang!
Oh, we tired that the labor pay. The driver across the bus and the country going down the drain. Yes, we tired that the labor pay. Poverty a bus we shut and we going insane.
Why?
At the union for the bus driver. That's how you hear from every corner. In name a ring throughout Jamaica. On a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, 2 times on a Sunday. Hear this. Eli tell we say him a go build up the country, put money in our pocket and end poverty. Promise the farmer them a go drive SUV. No him crash the bus, him a blame PNP, but Eli is a rookie driver. Him cannot run Jamaica. Him fi go sit down back in the harbour. Him too lion out of order. Oh, we tired that the labor pay. The driver across the bus and the country going down the drain. Yes, we tired that the labor pay. Poverty a bus we shut and we going insane. At the union for the bus driver. That's how you hear from every corner. In name a ring throughout Jamaica. Eli make big promise to teach and nurse and police. Promise to give them big salary increase. Promise jobs, more jobs and good economy. But no him crash the bus, him a blame PNP. But Eli is a rookie driver. Him cannot run Jamaica. Him they go sit down back in the harbour. Him too lion out of order. Wanna remember this? Eli from a party new on the scene. Swear say him done with the garrison and the green.
I'll never go back to that.
Him tell the country now him greener than green with no credibility. Eli at the union for the bus driver. That's how you hear from every corner. Him name a ring throughout Jamaica. Eli is a rookie driver. Him cannot run Jamaica. Him they go sit down back in the harbour. Him too lion out of order. On a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, 2 times on a Sunday, 1 o'clock.
For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan road. Get something and wave it. 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 Grab a rock 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 and wave it. Come now, wave your hand. Wave your hand. Wave your hand if you love the Lord. Wave your hand. Wave your, yes, wave your hand if you love the Lord. And me say roll, Jordan roll, roll, praise him like you just don't care. Just praise the God, because you know what he has done for you. Just give him praise, rock and praise him, dance and praise him, wave your hand and praise him. For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan. My God, David was one of the greatest musicians. musician. And I hear this musician playing. Give God glory, musician. Tell them, play a little David. Play a little David. Play me David. Play a little David. Yes, play me David. Play a little David. Yes, play me David. Play a little David. Me say roll, Jordan. Me say roll, Jordan, roll. My God, Church of God this evening. God is good. Yes, God is good. God, for I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan. Oh no, me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me a go walk right in there. 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 A river Jordan a roll. 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 Roll river Jordan. Roll river Jordan. Roll river Jordan. Roll river Jordan. Roll bank to bank. Roll bank to bank. Roll bank to bank. Roll bank to bank. Let the deaf man hear. And the dumb man talk. And the blind eye see. And the crippled man walk. Roll back to bank. Roll back to bank. Roll back to bank. Roll back to bank. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan a roll. A river Jordan. I feel like praising. I feel it when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want rock and praise it, boy. Me have to do that when you roll. Me want hear when you roll. Boy, river Jordan a roll. People make you roll, make you roll. Boy, a blessing make you roll. Yes, a blessing make you roll. Boy, are your blessing make you roll. Yes, are your blessing make you roll. For I want to go to heaven when I die. We go here when Jordan rolls. Somebody shout and praise to God.
All right. Partner draw. Partner draw. Andre. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. In the toe for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. In the toe for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the parliament. Set a rat trap in the toe for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the toe for the. Set a rat trap in a FLA. Set a rat trap in the toe for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the toe for the rat them. Set a rat trap in the school. The one them where teeth the picking them money. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the judiciary. The one them where take money out of the table. Set a rat trap in the lawyer them. Set a rat trap. Take the people money and take them land title. And them not get no title. Hello? Set a rat trap. Partner draw. Partner draw. Andre. Hello? Hello? We said we set a rat trap in the church for the one that we are thief the offering. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. We must catch them. Set a rat trap in the tax office. Set a rat trap in the two for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. We said we set a rat trap. Andre. Oh my God. We are suffering in Jamaica with the corruption. Jesus Christ, you can't get them. Set a rat trap down on the wharf. set a rat trap for the, what they call them? Set a rat trap down on the wharf, man. Yes? And set a rat trap in the airport. Hello? Hello, you know, say I'll hear Jamaica bankrupt, but we don't know where the money go. Set a rat trap, set a rat trap. Set a rat trap with the two for the rat, them set a rat trap. Set a rat trap in the entertainment. Hello? Set a rat trap in the entertainment. Set a rat trap. Let me say, set a rat trap. The those who do contract killing. We must catch them in America, in England, and in Canada. Set a rat trap to the one them in Jamaica. With the two for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Hello? Set a rat trap. We must catch them. Tear off the cover and expose them. Set a rat trap. Alright, sir. Set a rat trap. Must catch them.
Good night, good night. Good night, Jamaica. Welcome once more to PDTV News Jamaica, where we discuss all things local, regional, and international. We go into the communities and find the truth. We do the investigations. We do those interviews that many Jamaicans are calling for. Last night, Jamaica, we spoke to a mother who is grieving, Tanisha Webley. And Jamaica, thanks to you all. Thanks, Jamaica, to you all who supported Miss Webley as she spoke of the horrific situation that happened to her son. Jamaica, it was a rough night hearing the horrific dilemma that her son went through. It was horrific indeed, Jamaica, because what she spoke about, many people understand the crisis in our healthcare system. The crisis that the Minister of Health says is no crisis, Courtney. He said there is no crisis, but last night, a mother spoke her truth about the crisis that her son went under and went through. That he went in to do a leg surgery, Jamaica, and he left. He left Jamaica. He never left. He died. He died, Jamaica. He died, and the insensitivity of this government. No one has reached out to the mother. No one has reached out to the mother, Jamaica. No one has reached out to the mother. But Padna Draw is sticking with Kenisha. Padna Draw is sticking with Kenisha, Jamaica. You heard what I said, Jamaica? We are sticking with her. Because what she described, many mothers couldn't go through. They would have been crying from beginning to end. But I want to say thanks to the donors and the students of PDTV News who said last night, teacher, let us help her to find those funds. I know that in Cash App we got about $900 and something. And in Zelle we are about 1,600. So we on our merry way and we'll see what more we can get for her on the weekend. But I can tell you, Jamaica, what Kenisha described was no ordinary situation. And to those who gave in the bank account, Miss Dawn, Sir Basil, the nurse, the lady, my little friend in Portland there, who gave, that I know about, and for those who have made a commitment or a pledge to help Kenisha to catapult and to come out of the state of depression. We can easily say tonight, Jamaica, we can easily say that we're holding on and we're bringing Kenisha through this time. But whilst Kenisha was mourning, the Minister of Health and all of them were gallivanting on the streets of Carnival. Whilst Kenisha was crying for her son last night, Tufton and Terrymandering and Central Manchester and all of them were in their elements at the Carnival. Producer, make people see what happened at the Carnival yesterday, no, please. Show Jamaica how they
From as early as 8 a.m., revelers began hitting the road in anticipation for the Carnival Road March.
So yeah, man, this year nice.
As the day progressed, revelers from the three bands painted the streets of Kingston happy along various routes. While they did that, patrons from both near and far sought to get a piece of the action.
I don't have no word to describe it. It's so amazing. Very, very, very nice. We love it.
Our culture is the strongest culture across the Caribbean. It's our music, it's our food, it's our people, it's our energy, it's our everything that we do, we bring excellence to. And that's what makes me so proud.
Also out in their numbers, workers from the NSWMA carrying out cleanup activities. TVJ News has learned that the number of spectator viewing spots grew this year.
Not even the scorching sun would stop revelers from enjoying themselves here at Carnival in Jamaica 2025. But revelers aren't the only ones enjoying themselves.
It's everything you can expect from Carnival in Jamaica. It's vibrant, it's hype, it's everything. You have to be here. If you miss Carnival in Jamaica, you miss Carnival for the year.
Over the next few days, the stakeholders will meet to, among other things, calculate the number of patrons who participated in activities, as well as earnings from Carnival in Jamaica 2025. State Minister in the Ministry of Tourism, Delano Seabright, says based on preliminary discussions, the numbers are encouraging.
We're also seeing a lot of full flights, completely booked out flights, completely booked out hotels. All the hotels and Airbnbs in Kingston are completely booked out all the way into Ocho Rios. So that's a very positive sign that the support is strong. In terms of the impact, the dollar impact is going to be significant. Beyond that, for Brand Jamaica, it's a big deal. We want Carnival in Jamaica. We want other big events to become the epicenter of driving that entertainment tourism growth strategy.
Meanwhile, Culture Minister Olivia Grange says the support from patrons speak to the potential of the product to grow year over year through partnerships.
We work together to ensure we build out the Carnival experience in Jamaica. So although Carnival originated in Trinidad and Tobago, there's a special brand that is called Jamaica Carnival.
Anthony Lug, TVJ News.
They do so much for soca, but little is done for dancehall that is taking over the world. They do so much for soca, but the kind of support that must be given to dancehall and reggae, not done at all, Jamaica. And it goes back to something called classism in this country, you know. But that is for another time, Jamaica. Because what I see Adidja Palmer, Movado, Alkaline, and then the fraternity of entertainers, Buju Banton, is doing across the world Imagine if we were giving them that kind of local support in Jamaica. Imagine if they were giving that local support to the entertainers and the producers and the promoters in Jamaica. We don't support our own, you know. We don't support our own Jamaica. And as we talk about that, I'm sure Jamaica has seen how them leave the road Friday, you know. Them paint up the road and galang bad. But if it is thanks to Mayor Swaby, who made sure that there was an operational plan to clean up Kingston, so it don't look like what Feather them did leave it like last year. And then I hear about how them do this. The producers show them how they did it. Show them. Mighty God. If Jamaica see or saw how they dealt with Kingston, people would have said, really? But Mayor Andrew Swaby and the team at the KCMC made sure.
Despite the colorful paint blotches in sections of Kingston's Golden Triangle on Saturday, it was not a picture-perfect scene for residents who only saw red with the sight of paint left behind by revelers on the walls, the gates, cars and sidewalks, street furniture, among other things. Town Clerk Robert Hill says he's received numerous complaints about defacement and the level of efficiency to have the paint removed.
I would like to say that in the several pre-planning meetings that we would have had, the promoters, organizers, band leaders indicated and committed that they would have had washdown facilities following the reveling activities. What has happened is that it is either halfway done or not properly done, and residents have been calling both the mayor, myself, and the team that is out on the road from KCMC, expressing their displeasure and their concern about the paint splashing on the walls, on the roads. These are residences that people live. And so I can understand the heightened sensitivity around it and the action that is required to resolve this issue.
At least 2 carnival bands were hosting a road march on Saturday in St. Andrew with hundreds of patrons. Mr. Hill, as well as Mayor Andrew Swaby, was among a team from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation who observed the revelers as they celebrated. The removal of garbage from the street was another concern.
We have indicated to all the promoters that we will be on the road observing what is being done, making sure that what they have agreed to, they keep their promise. So a team of KCMC personnel, and to my understanding, there are some from National Solid Waste Management Authority, were deployed to all the areas, and we have been observing, we have seen where they have been collecting the garbage. They were literally behind the bands, revelers, I should say, making sure the garbage are collected.
Last year, there was a flurry of complaints after sections of the road march route were littered with garbage. It was eventually cleaned by the Solid Waste Management Authority. This time around, the KCMC says there will be effective garbage control, which the bands have all agreed to. However, that is left to be seen following the Carnival Road March on Sunday, April 27. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Jamaica. You heard that? You heard that, Courtney? Yeah. You hear them mash up and nasty up the city?
Terrible. Let's see.
And nothing was put in place. But better say if it was a dancehall event, they would have sanctioned.
Of course.
If it was a dancehall event, you know, they would have sanctioned it, you know. No respect for the environment.
Bandit.
Paint up, splash up, dash up. So them never say them create entertainment zone over Fort Rocky. Why they never carry the paint up over Fort Rocky?
Too far.
Why they never carry the paint up and Juve over Fort Rocky, Courtney? Why Jamaica they never carried the Juve and the paint up and splash up over Fort Rocky? Party till Saturday morning, you know. Place them paint up. Imagine all New Kingston.
Terrible, man.
Dancehall couldn't have this, you know. Them would have lock off the dancehall, Courtney.
Gyrating, go on, see.
Them would have, and the immoralities that happened on the road, you know. The boy them would fling up them. You never hear say no one transgender. A man wind up on a transgender, never knew it was a trans.
What can go so?
The transgenders were out. The entire alphabet community came out to Jamaica. And they were on the street, closer than them. But you would have never seen that sanction for dancehall.
Help, help. We key out of the letter.
We need your divine intervention.
But it speaks to Jamaica. It speaks Jamaica to Jamaica. A Jamaica for the rich, wealthy, and the connected. And a Jamaica for the poor, the disenfranchised, and the disconnected.
Carnival is not nice again like it was.
Well, them said the carnival nice, you know, Courtney. Because according to them, rooms sell out, hotels sell out, money and make. But the money not feeling for majority of the poor people in this country.
They don't get access to sell. They don't get access to sell nothing.
And I am telling you, when you saw or see Jamaica, what really happened? But I am not dealing with the carnival now. Tonight, Jamaica, there is a pending demonstration tomorrow with Jamaicans for Justice. And already the demonstration that is about to happen is becoming a major political tool for the Jamaica Labour Party. And the JCF has also started an anti-campaign against Jamaicans for Justice. And I'm saying Fontana even get involved, you know, Fontana, that pharmacy there, saying that they're standing with the police to wear blue tomorrow. And Senator, that one, not calling his name, that what him put out tonight. Can you play it for me, producer?
Given the scourge of criminality, and in particular violent crime with which Jamaica has had to grapple over many years, there can be no denying that our police men and women work under very tough and trying circumstances. The efforts and energies of all well-thinking and law-abiding Jamaicans should be focused on supporting and encouraging our hard-working policemen and women, not tearing them down. It is quite heartening and should not be overlooked that a culture of accountability is increasingly being fostered by the JCF, and professionalism is being prioritized through ongoing human rights training and sensitization. When one considers the advent of INDICOM, IPROB, the Police Civilian Oversight Authority, as well as other internal administrative protocols, there are greater mechanisms to hold the police to account and safeguard the public against police excesses today than there has been at any time previously in the history of this country. While the JCF and its members are not above criticism, at a time when Jamaica is registering historic and welcomed reductions in murders and other major crimes, the interest of the country will be better served by constructively criticizing the police instead of tearing them down. I am urging well-thinking and law-abiding Jamaicans to rally behind the police and motivate them by wearing blue on Tuesday, April 29. At the same time, I'm imploring the public to shun actions and utterances that may serve to demoralize and demotivate our policemen and women. A demoralized and demotivated JCF can only serve to advance the interests of the menacing criminals in our society and not the vast majority of us who want to see the police winning the fight against the criminals and sustaining the prevailing reduction in murders in our beloved country.
Jamaica, you just heard this senator. This senator is saying that the police is not above criticism. But what Jamaicans for Justice is saying is that there are too many instances of extrajudicial killing and abuse of the citizens of Jamaica. And I don't understand when Arlene McBean said Jamaicans for Justice operating as terrorists. So tonight, Jamaica, I have gotten the executive director for Jamaicans for Justice. I'm standing tonight with Mikuel Jackson. I am standing Jamaica tonight with Mikuel Jackson. I am standing tonight with Mikuel Jackson. And my blue is not a symbolism of standing with the police for what they're doing. My blue is standing up for peace and harmony in Jamaica. They murdered a young man over the weekend, Courtney. They murdered a young man over the weekend. And I want to show Mikuel Jackson tonight. They said it was a police shootout. They said it was a police shootout. And I'm going to show you the video evidence tonight. Look here, Jamaica, and tell me if this is a police shootout. Look at this. Jamaica, you saw that. He goes by the name of Riley. They call him Ben. Can you imagine though? I heard, somebody said, Andre, he lived at Mandela Terrace where there was a drive-by where 3 innocent persons were killed at a wake. He was there and got shot and in his foot and went to live with his father. And this is the end result. Being poor is a crime. Tonight I want Mikuel Jackson, Jamaica. I many times call out Jamaicans for Justice. But tonight I'm inviting Mikuel Jackson, seeing that them start an anti-media campaign against Jamaicans for Justice and Mikuel Jackson. We have invited Mikuel Jackson tonight, Jamaica, to tell us what is really happening and how she plans to proceed with these matters. Good night, Miss Jackson.
Night, Sir Stevens. Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good night, Miss Jackson.
Great. It's the first time seeing this particular video. And can you say where that video emerged from?
So you remember the one it's over the weekend. Can you play Angela Brownberg?
That
Angela Brownberg constituency, yes, over the weekend.
And I remember some of the citizens, the constituents saying it's a good young man.
Very good young man.
Yeah. So where did the video come from?
Okay, it came from someone who has a footage in the area, Mikuel. And what they're saying is that the young man was running from the police. The young man don't have nothing. Play what Angela Brownberg said, producer, and then we come back into the discussion with Mikuel Jackson tonight.
Residents of Cockburn Gardens in St. Andrew clashed with the police this morning after they blocked the road in protest over the fatal shooting of 20-year-old Shamar Riley. The residents who hurled insults at the lawmen attached to the Hunts Bay police station are accusing them of murder. Shamar Riley was shot and killed about 12:10 Saturday morning. A Browning .45 pistol as well as a magazine containing 2.45 cartridges were reportedly recovered from him. But according to residents, the firearm and ammunition were planted on Riley. A woman who did not want to be identified says he was walking home after purchasing food. She admitted that he ran when he saw the police, but she insisted he did not have a weapon.
When him run off and run go to the yard, he might tell him, say, officer, me ain't a bad man. Me a good youth. Call my father, no? I call my father, no? And them now still take no talk. And them the 2 car come pull up right here, so. Right here, so. And them exchange the gun them in the car and plant on the people them boy. Look about that we ramp with people, look about that we talk to people. Look about that we come on road neither.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, is probing the case and is appealing to anyone with information to contact them.
Miss Jackson, you saw the young man running.
Yes. You know, Mr. Stevens, this is the good night to your listeners. I forgot to acknowledge and say thanks again for having me. When you look at these types of circumstances, this is the exact reason for JFJ making the call for the body-worn cameras.
Yes.
Because here are the accusations. The weapon was found on the young man, supposedly. There is confrontation, supposedly. And if this video footage is accurate, again, it suggests the importance of the camera and how it can assist. You know, we're watching this video footage, but let's look back on a similar situation last year. Romario Sterling, 27-year-old young man from Bogwalk, St. Catherine.
That the police said.
Yes. Confrontation, he had a weapon. The police said there was a time of death for the incident. But the family released footage that suggested otherwise. Remember, this was the footage that showed the young man kneeling down, hands behind his head, seemingly compliant. Then it seems like you hear some gunshot. Look back on Windward Road situation now.
Yes.
Last year, November. The police said shootout, weapons were found at the scene.
Yes.
Only to hear a few days after CCTV footage saying something else, that the 3 men were allegedly executed
by the police.
And then weapons were planted at the scene. So those were the charges that were laid against the officers: perverting the course of justice, planting weapons, and murder. The point that I'm making is the camera and the footage would help in advancing the investigation and give an independent account. And the caution I want to have to listeners: we're too quick to label people as criminals without fear. And the people we're labeling as criminals are poor Jamaican citizens.
Repeat that, Mikuel.
The people we're labeling as criminals are poor Jamaican citizens. And without more, we are too quick to label people as criminals.
True.
And it's something we have to look within. Not because somebody comes from an inner city area.
True.
Once there is conflict with the police, them are criminal and so on. And let me be frank as well, as I speak responsibly.
Yes.
Even if someone were guilty of a crime,
due process.
That is why we have the courts.
Due process.
Due process is important. Section 16 of the Constitution outlines all of that.
Yes.
So in other words, somebody may be perhaps even guilty, of murder and so on. But if in that moment the police goes to arrest them, if that person is not shooting at the police, if they don't have a weapon where the police has a reasonable belief
Mm-hmm.
that they may fire or harm the police or another citizen,
Yes.
there is no justification, which is why the use of force policy is very clear, why the law is very clear in how lethal encounters are to be dealt with. The law is very clear on that. The use of force that guide the police is very clear on that. And I want to probe our consciousness when we think about these matters. I believe on your program a few nights ago, you were talking about the Glengough police station matter with the 15-year-old.
Yes.
We are going before the courts tomorrow to represent the child.
So you're going front. Wait. You are going in front of the court for the 15-year-old tomorrow to represent the child. Let us.
So, I can't speak much on it. But let me say this.
And have you seen the incident of how the police dealt with the senior citizen in Clarendon?
Yes, I saw that one as well. So let me say this to Jamaicans before we start going into some of the numbers and so on, Andre.
Yes.
When you can have people on social media saying a 15-year-old must be a criminal, it must be something wrong. He must comply. We have to again start raising our consciousness. Why are we so quick to say that this 15-year-old is a criminal? Let's raise our consciousness and our knowledge and of our rights. So, for example, police see you, Andre, driving your car. They can't just pull you over and say, yo, let me search you, or Mr. Stevens, let me search your vehicle. No. There is a concept called reasonable suspicion in law.
Yes.
But therefore, if you're driving a gray Toyota, it must be because the police has intelligence to say a gray Toyota was involved in something.
Yes.
Or you were acting in a way that kind of shaky and suspicious. So based on your behavior, there is something to suggest that maybe you are doing something unlawfully. Or as the law says, you have committed a crime, the police see you committing a crime, or they have reasonable suspicion to suspect that you will be committing a crime. So they may peep in your car and see something that they may raise a question. I wonder if it's weapon that. Mr. Stephen, please exit the vehicle so I can search it. The legal threshold is clear. So when we have a case where a 15-year-old is walking with 3 young females, the question I ask, what was the reasonable suspicion for that child to be asked to be searched in the first place? The child complied, right? And then you say the child apparently allegedly made some comments. Again, I have to be very careful because I have to balance the advocacy with JFJ
with the law for tomorrow.
Yes. But the child allegedly made some comments. The police didn't find favor with those comments. And from what we have been told by the family and based on witness accounts, it seemed as if the police was offended by what the child said.
That you know, like police.
Yes, and some other comments allegedly, right? And then one of the things we see emerging, Andrea and listeners, when you make utterances, we see a pattern now of retaliatory charges. In other words, the child has been charged with resisting arrest, using indecent language, use of abusive and calumnious language. That's the bad word law that we need to get rid of. Remember, in single matter.
Yes.
Let's go back to Peter Johnson, the taxi driver on Nutsud Boulevard. He was trying to escape getting a ticket. Shouldn't have done that. Take a ticket and go to court. But he was trying to escape that. The police shot him in his leg.
In his leg.
And of one foot
he was there.
Side.
My right hand was there.
Yes.
Man that day.
That man has been charged for attempted murder.
Attempted murder?
We are representing that matter as well before the courts, which is why I have to be cautious sometimes, Andre. So sometimes when they say, where is JFJ? JFJ is there. But we have to be minded when we speak and how we speak. I think we can do better with our communications. At the very least, for example, to say we are representing the matter, but we can't speak more on it. So at least the public.
So you would agree that. So you would agree, therefore, that there has been some shortcomings where public advocacy is concerned with the JFJ.
Well, the communications and the advocacy and specific matters. Because let me say this: if there was shortcoming to the degree, we would not be having this discussion tonight.
True.
Because if you can draw the error of a senator. And it's not the first. We've gotten an entire video production from another senator before. So we have been doing well for the small staff that we have. And remember,
How many members make up your staff complement?
Less than 20.
Less than
We
20?
have volunteers and so on that work with us. Not all of them. So like senior lawyers will give us advice on matters, go before the court. So we do have a network. But in terms of the day-to-day manager of the organization, you see why it must be easy on us?
20 persons, Mikuel?
Mm-hmm. 20.
God. Probably you need to hire me then as your PR consultant to get the advocacy out there, because...
Well, you're helping because earlier you said you stand with JFJ and we do welcome that. And I can't see the comments in the chat, but my mom is watching and she's saying that your students are quite supportive of what is happening now.
Where we are right now, Mikuel,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaicans for Justice is saying tomorrow that you're standing publicly against. Can you tell Jamaica tonight?
But let me be clear. We have never been anti-police. We can't be. You need law enforcement officers to execute their duties when they are doing it lawfully. And that is the important point. So this is not an anti-police protest. This is a pro-human rights, pro-accountability protest. The numbers that we have been seeing for the past few years, they are alarming. The lowest numbers of police fatal shootings we saw was in 2019 when it dipped to 86. 2020, there was an increase, I believe, to 115. 2021, it rose. Then 2022, about 127, then 134, then 155, then 189. Let's look at the trajectory of where we are. 106 Jamaicans killed. Remember, last it was 189, you know. 106 Jamaicans killed. Ask yourself where we are today. Today is what? April 28th. So when you do a comparison with the corresponding period, that is about 150%. I'm speaking from memory now.
Yes.
150, you know. And remember, every year for the past 5 years, you've been seeing an increase. Yet there is a 150% increase on average compared to last year. People criticize us and say, don't focus on the numbers. But why is it important to focus on the numbers, Andrea and listeners? Numbers tell a story.
Yes, it does.
Right? So we have never said that these killings are extrajudicial, because remember, the matters don't go before court yet. You don't have the videos for all of them. So we have never said that.
Well,
but
I can tell you the one with the little Riley tonight.
It's caused a question. It's concerning. It's outrageous, as a matter of fact. So the question we have to ask ourselves now, if we look at our small size, and we have this high number per capita, you know, population size is important. And if at the end of the year, if we follow the trajectory of where we're going, Jamaica may see over 300 at the end of the year. You know, the last time we were at that number, 2010, where we had over 300. And remember, we haven't finished tallying Tivoli incursion. That is what pushed it to about over 360. And the numbers have not yet been finalized. I want to put that again in our consciousness. Right? And then we talk about the numbers now and so on. Let's look at some of the individual cases. Remember, I called some names earlier, you know. The Winford shooting is among the 2024 incident. 3 young men killed. It's because of CCTV, why we know that was blatant extrajudicial and the matter has gone before the court. Romaria Sterling, we still don't have a ruling as yet from Indicom. But the CCTV camera footage is there from the family for us to say, hold on there. Was this an extrajudicial killing? We have to be thinking about these things and ask ourselves, if Greenwood Road was so blatant in what happened, and you have shown this video tonight, how many of such cases happen that we are unaware of because of the lack of the camera?
CCTV cameras.
You're following me?
But you mentioned just now about Indicom.
Yes.
How effective is Indicom in all of this? Many would argue that ever since Terence Williams has left Indicom, Indicom has become ineffective. What's your take on Indicom today?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. You see, different people do advocacy differently. I want you to read the reports of Indicom, Andre. The information is there, and you have seen Hugh Faulkner out there calling for the body-worn cameras, but you can appreciate, again, Hugh Faulkner is different from Terrence Williams.
So different style, different leadership.
Exactly. But the information in Indicom's report is what we are using to do the public advocacy here at JFJ. That is the same information now, you know. But you wouldn't necessarily see Mr. Faulkner speaking like I do or like you would, because, again, different people advocate differently. And sometimes you can appreciate that state agencies, they have to choose their words carefully, how they speak, when they speak, and so on. So there's that little nuance. But the Indicom reports, the information is in it, where I also urge media practitioners that we have to do a little bit more reading, because let me tell you why I say that.
The media practitioners who carrying the narrative of shooting and gauge, and when them done them say gun and all of those things.
Which is why we have to challenge them, you know. Which is part of the things that we do. We urge some media practitioners and media houses, be careful. So, because you may be carrying a particular message unintentionally. So, for example, when the police, when there's a police fatal shooting, if in that moment the person wasn't found with a weapon, or even if there's allegations, you have to use the word alleged done. You can't come and make a pronouncement that the man is a done or the man is a murderer, because that's not been adjudicated before the court. So
just as how
media reporting is important.
Just as how the one on Red Hills Road, them say they done. Them never say alleged done, you know. Them say
Some media houses did and others didn't.
Can you produce a playback that from, I hope you have it from Friday, how they went? I want Miss Jackson tonight to see what happened. I got a footage of what happened on Red Hills Road. I hope the producer have it, can play it. But in the interim, Miss Jackson, it is too much.
And the same day that incident happened, we got a call from citizens in the community. Why am I flagging that? Jamaica Gleaner wrote an article, was it this morning? And what is in that article is the same account that we got. That the person who was killed, he allegedly had the baby in his hand. I don't know if that is the case. When he was shot and the baby fell to the ground. That's the allegation. No, that is a serious allegation for the citizens to be making. So how would the body-worn camera help there? If the police had on the body-worn camera and the citizen made such a statement, the release of the body-worn camera would exonerate that officer right away. There would be no contention between what the citizens are saying and what the officers are saying, because the body-worn camera would readily and easily address the matter. You can read the Gleaner article on it. It was a similar statement that we got. And once we get different witness reports, then we can speak definitively on where we stand with supporting the family. But for now, just letting you know that this was another complaint that we got the same day the incident happened.
Producer, you have it? I want Jamaica to hear. You know, it was one shot fired, Mikuel. One shot fired. And one
shot of fire. 100 lane, turn up again.
Hey, stop it, stop it.
Eh? No, no, for them to push kiss out of the house, it look like. Must dead, man, yeah, people are balling, man. Oh, God. What's your name? What's your name? Then kill him to Ross. Then kill him. Oh Lord. You know how long them are found? You know how long police are found? And then finally kill him now. Oh God. You Jesus. I can't get together. Oh Lord have mercy. This wicked.
Really kill him?
Them shot him up.
Really kill him?
No, go over, but them shot him up. Oh, God have mercy, God. Long time them off fight them, man.
Long time them off kill the blood clot.
Yeah, long time, man, I just know.
So should even come up with us.
You heard when the person say, run, go take up the baby.
I didn't hear that one, but that was one of the things that we were told by those who made the reports. And that is something we need to think of. Where was the baby actually? Was the baby in the hands of the gentleman when he was shot? I'm hoping that that is not the case, because that would be far too alarming for us to even contemplate. But you see, Andrea, we're watching the video, and what is important, we don't know when the video started being recorded. And that is why we need the body-worn camera.
The camera.
Because at least, and you know, I hear the comments to say that, and they're nonsensical comments, that because of the type of engagement that is happening, the police will be moving up and down, and then the footage will be shaking. It's nonsense. Let me tell you why it's nonsense. Even if it shake up during the incident, you have audio.
Yes.
You can listen. But what is important, you will know what happened before the incident happened,
Yes.
and then what happened after. So it paints a fulsome picture. But what we're relying now is amateur video footage. And then what it leads to is speculation. Because say in some instances, the police was justified in that lethal shooting. Because of what has emerged, it reduces public trust in the JCF.
True.
But the body-worn camera also protect the officers. Remember the incident down by St. Mary? We got anonymous video footage as well. We forward them to Indicom. That was the one a few weeks ago.
Where they were at the 9-night?
Yeah, it was 9-night, some event down there. And there was a police fatal shooting. We got video footage. It wasn't clear, but the residents said this is enough to have scrutiny raised about the circumstance of that shooting. And the point that we're making is, had body-worn camera been present, it would exonerate our lawful officers. And the unlawful ones now, it would be enough to take the matters to court. Let me plug something for you, Andre, for us to contemplate. Why am I emphasizing timeline now? Go back to the 2024 incident. 189 shootings happened. When you start talking or looking through the reports, only one of those incidents that occurred in 2024 had charges being laid, and that was the Windward Road incident.
Wait. One of the 189.
Yes. Had charges been recommended to be laid by Indicom, and then charges actually were laid where the matter is now before the court.
1 out of 189.
1 out of 189.
And in that case, it was the one where there was a video footage.
Absolutely. So put in context now, Indicom had, so we're seeing increased charges being laid, you know, because 2024, it had a total of 24 charges being recommended for charges to be laid. 24. Yes. But only one of that 24 was from 2024. The other 23 were from 2020, 2021, 2022. Why am I saying that? 2023 as well. It suggests that without the body-worn camera or any camera footage, it means that we have to rely on ballistics. We have to rely on witnesses.
Yes.
And then let's look at the backlog of the forensic unit. So the families have to be waiting a year or so on before you get enough evidence to put forward a charge against the officer or for the officer to be exonerated. Also put in context, when you go back to Terran Hewitt now, you say we're calling the names so we can appreciate that these are people. Go back to Terran Hewitt. That was the one that the person was shot down by Kingston. I can't remember the street. But in one of those areas where he had SOE and he moved the barrier.
Yes.
And the JDF officer shot him. There were children close by there because there's a basic school. The residents complained that before Indicom could even reach on the scene,
yes,
the blood and so on started being washed away.
Mighty God.
There have been allegations. Again, how do we safeguard the crime scene so that by the time Indicom arrives, there is enough to say that, you know, we can really do what we're doing in terms of an investigation process. Keep in mind as well, we have witnesses. If to come to our protest tomorrow, some say when we come tomorrow, we won't let anybody know that we're here.
Mighty God. People
because we are fearful. And that is something for the JCF to also examine. Again, this is not an anti-JCF commentary. I want to be very clear, but it's something, again, for us to put in our consciousness so we can see the systemic gaps that often prevent and hinders Indicom's ability to even make a recommendation for charges to be laid. You hear me mention the Terran Hewitt case?
Yes.
Indicom actually made a recommendation for the charges to be laid to the director of the public prosecution. Because remember, you know, the Police Federation took Indicom to court.
Yes.
And that's how their ability to prosecute and put forward charges were stripped from them. So they made a recommendation for Terran Hewitt to the DPP, because the DPP would now rule whether enough evidence is there for charges.
So what happened? What happened in that case?
DPP recommended that the matter instead go to the special coroner's court.
What?
Now, we know that at times there may be differences of opinion in terms of the strength of the evidence. But remember, in the Terran Hewitt matter, there were amateur video footage. Enough for us to make public statements. We're not representing the family there, but it's a public interest matter for JFJ. Why am I raising a concern? You see, when a matter go to the special coroner's court, which a former director at JFJ described it as the stepchild or the second cousin to the other court levels. Reason being, the special coroner's court, there's only one coroner judge that serves the entire island. Only one. So the office is under-resourced. So say, for example...
So that means you potentially won't get a hearing until another 2
years. In other words, when the special coroner's court, what they would do is what they call an inquest. You would hear from the state in terms of the strength of the evidence. JFJ would go, if the family was being represented by JFJ, and we would argue the strength of the evidence to the special coroner's court. Then based on the strength of the evidence now, the special coroners, and it has a jury and so on, would rule that there is enough for us to say, I recommend that charges to be laid or so on. And then the DPP could take or not take the coroner's court recommendation because it's not binding, which is another issue. But when you look at the time period, the length it takes for even matters to go before the special coroner's court, it can take up to 4 years.
My.
You see the challenge?
So a serious, significant delay.
Exactly. So there are so many systemic issues that we need to deal with in the justice system and again the police force and how investigations are done. So you see, when you ask me about Indicom and how effective they are, I had to paint the picture so you can see even the barriers that Indicom
faces. So how do we proceed when the head of the Police Federation says the JFJ operating as terrorists in our country?
You know, I issued a public statement to say it was a reckless comment. I said the comment was an unintelligent one because there
fully done.
Well, not the individual, the comment.
Oh, the comment fully done, not the
Yes.
individual. Mm.
Why did I say that? The comment being reckless, inappropriate, and so on. Remember, there is a particular meaning in law for the word terrorist.
Terrorist, yes.
Because we actually have legislation that deals with it.
Yes.
But outside of the legalities, there is a public understanding, a shared understanding of what terrorists mean. Turn on any cable TV, you see terrorists bombing up countries, causing chaos and violence. Where is JFJ doing that? And remember, this is a senior law enforcement officer. So you are also inciting violence against an organization that is merely calling for body-worn cameras. And you have to ask yourself the question, what is so unreasonable in our ask?
What is so unreasonable?
That's the question.
Don't you find this statement by the Prime Minister, meet thy judge or meet thy maker, as worrying on the basis of human rights?
I actually made a comment to the Jamaica Observer on that particular comment. That
Yes.
was the one that one of the senators decided to do a video recording about. And last year, I believe that comment was made. I found the comment to be irresponsible because the Prime Minister ought to choose better words and raise in his consciousness the implications of terminology. Now, even if it wasn't the Prime Minister's intent, you have now seen where people have taken on, yes, they meet their maker. Remember, we are operating in
it wasn't one time he made the
no,
utterance.
he doubled down on it. He doubled down on the
He came and he did it again about meet the judge and meet thy maker.
At least 3 other times, yes.
So it is a deliberate strategy that is now being deployed by the JCF.
You know, one of the things, Andre, I have to put in context, and that's why I'm saying the Indicom's report is there for beautiful reading.
No, we don't want just beautiful reading. We want beautiful.
No, when I say beautiful reading, Andre, sometimes we have to extract the information, and the public perhaps won't dissect everything, which is why I'm going back to journalists like yourself.
No, them say me a baga. Them not say me a journalist. Them say me a baga. But I appreciate
you're sharing information and you're a thought leader. And with that comes responsibility.
That's true.
Yeah. So read through the Indicom's report because they have an executive summary. And let me say some elements of it. Last year, 189 fatalities. 40% of them was as a result of planned operations. 40%. 40% of the 189 fatalities of 2024 was as a result of planned and tactical operations. So the police would have intelligence in terms of knowing who they're going for. This is about a 20% increase compared to the year before. So if we have increased planned operations, like Mr. Faulkner has called for, including us as well, if you have 750 body-worn cameras and you know you're planning these planned and tactical operations,
where them?
Why can't you put down 60 or so on of the 750 and say, you know what, these are allotted for the planned operations?
True.
So that there is increased accountability. So I think maybe even the killing by 100 lane, I'm not sure if it is categorized as a planned operation. But if it was, the thing is, where is the body-worn camera in these planned operations?
So your call for the protest tomorrow primarily speaks to the need for the wearing of body cameras.
Absolutely. And, you know, I've heard the pushback from others and those who tend to excuse things. Listen, the state has awesome powers. I'm not sure if you know the powers that even a police constable has in terms of your civil liberties, where the arrest, detention, search, and seizure is concerned. Now, in some countries, even when you're wearing a firearm as a law enforcement officer, you must have body-worn camera.
True.
We need to stop excusing the government about money because we're weighing the cost. You know, you're weighing the economic cost, but you're also weighing the social cost because these are people's lives. And the concern is, if the police commissioner has said that he needs to put in place the data storage infrastructure. I want to again put in our consciousness. What is the timeline for that? And if we have had a pilot project from as far back as 2012, when we got US Embassy $45 million, nobody thought that you need to put in place some data storage. Because if you buy a camera at home, Andre,
yes,
you
need hard drive.
You're not going to think you're going to need some hard drive, some iCloud storage or so on. It has to be a part of the process. So that's one perspective. And the other perspective is this. The 750 body-worn cameras are already here. So you can deploy a portion of it again to the planned operations. So we have to stop excusing the state and start thinking critically. Again, raise our consciousness.
But you're now seeing where the government is calling on citizens to wear blue to stand in solidarity with the JCF. Don't you find that as a decisive, very worrying trend for the government to be calling people to stand against Jamaicans for justice?
You know, I will answer that question twofold.
Yes.
Because I made a statement in the Gleaner about it as well. We support any citizen who want to wear any color tomorrow. Anyone. And as our social media posts, if you wear your blue, just join the accountability called body-worn cameras. However, for a government member to be making that call, it can be seen as nothing but a divisive attempt.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Other question I raised in my commentary was this. What capacity is the good senator speaking in?
Good.
Because I can't imagine that he's speaking as a lawmaker.
He
Because
is
I
a
can't imagine that a lawmaker would be speaking in a capacity to say to citizens to counter the call for accountability. Is he speaking as a JLP political party member?
Both.
And those are other inferences that you can draw. Because what you don't want is there to be an attempt to ever politicize our great institution, which is the JCF.
Well, apparently it is already being politicized because I'm not only seeing him speaking, but the syndicates of government members and JLP operatives are on Twitter, on TikTok and other spaces, and they're calling for the blue to be worn.
As is their right. If again, we have a constitution, they have freedom of assembly, freedom of expression. However, one must draw the line, Andre, when it comes to a government member who sits in our good upper house, and some things are just simply inappropriate.
So what is
yes?
What is the color to wear tomorrow to stand with JF?
Black.
Wear black tomorrow.
Is the color tomorrow.
Black.
And we will have about 100 t-shirts to issue, but just wear the black in case we get the greater numbers and we don't have enough.
Black tomorrow.
Black
so
tomorrow.
We must wear black tomorrow to stand against one, the wearing of body cameras. I will extend it to talk about the use of force, the brutality, and the killing of
yes, we're going to touch on some of those things and so on. Absolutely. But we just wanted the main call to resonate. This is a call for accountability, a call for the body-worn cameras.
Where do we go from here, apart from the demonstration tomorrow?
Well, one of the things we're contemplating is how we can take matters to court a little bit more. We have a pending matter in the Constitutional Court for mentally ill persons who are incarcerated. That is the one that we're doing with Stand Up for Jamaica, John Clark, Terrence Williams, and so on. Sashika Richards, Celine Diedrich, and Nastasia Robinson as attorneys. So we have that pending matter in the Constitutional Court. But in terms of the core JFJ matter, the last major case we had was in 2019, where it went all the way to the Privy Council, which prevented officers whose name keep calling up in police excesses from being promoted without you taking a look at that. Major ruling. The other major one we had was with the state of public emergency. Everton Douglas, where the men were detained for over a year. We need to go in Constitutional Court a little bit more. So, you talk and you talk and you talk and the government is not listening, the next step is take it to the courts. And that's what we will be doing, yes.
Taking it to the court.
Yes. And one night I'll be happy to return. I know
you're always welcome to come to this platform.
Thank you so much. But I would love to talk about the Bail Act one night with you listeners. The Bail Act, very concerning piece of legislation. Things called pre-charge bail and pre-charge detention.
Pre-charge bail and pre-charge detention. We're going to. So where do we gather tomorrow?
Right in front of the Halfway Tree Transport Center across from Jamaica National. Come out in your numbers because the stakes are high. When we were planning this protest, it was just a small gathering of like-minded people.
How many people have confirmed thus far?
Over 100. But you know, anything can happen, and the numbers that we have confirmed do not turn up. But outside of the confirmed over 100 with our team, we do have others who say they will come. So the numbers are important for people to turn up tomorrow because we have to send a message. We cannot continue to turn a blind eye to the increased rates of police fatal shooting. And again, remember I started the comment by saying, listen, we have to raise our consciousness and stop labeling people, especially individuals within the inner city communities, as criminals.
Jamaica, there are so many mothers tonight who are crying and so many families crying because they have lost their sons to what is happening. And I know many persons in diaspora are watching me tonight and many persons locally are watching me tonight. I'm asking you to stand with me tomorrow. I'm asking you, Jamaica, to stand with me and Mikuel Jackson tomorrow. I have many times criticized Jamaicans for justice. And I've called for them to turn up their advocacy because I remember the days when a Carlin Gomes would stand up. And when Miss Gomes stands up, people would say she's an authority of human rights. And I've recognized since Mikuel, when you have been executive director for about 2 years now?
A little over, yeah, just about.
From she has taken over back Jamaicans for Justice. She has taken it over. She has tried her utmost best to raise the level of advocacy, and not just the advocacy, but legal support and action against the many instances of human rights breaches in this country. We have to continuously be watchdogs for Jamaicans for justice, to equally be watchdogs against the JCF, against the government, and against anything that is human rights infraction in this country. And Jamaica, I am not tolerating criminality. I have never tolerated criminality. I have never sat and harbored criminals around me. But even the man who is accused deserves due process, Jamaica. What about the public defender, though, Mikuel Jackson? Do you have anything to say about the public defender office tonight?
I think we need to hear from the office a little bit more because we haven't been hearing from the office as much as we would like since the departure of Arlene Harrison Henry. So we need much more. But that's also another conversation because we have recommended that that office needs strengthening. That office is one of the least funded state institutions when it comes to accountability. When you look at the money that Indicom gets, Integrity Commission gets over $1 billion, the Office of the Public Defender gets little under $400 million annually. The Office of the Public Defender can't go to before the courts directly. They have to hire lawyers to speak on your behalf before the courts. You see a lot of joint JCF, JDF task force. The Office of the Public Defender has no jurisdiction where the JDF is concerned. The Office of the Public Defender doesn't have a mandate for public education in law. So it has a lot of areas that need strengthening, which we have been calling for.
Yes.
But the long and short of it is that I would urge the Office of the Public Defender to speak out more on these matters. Jamaicans are just, it cannot be the lone voice on some of these It's not controversial for us, but for others it may be controversial because they may be too fearful to speak. You don't like the public backlash, but you need the state agency with responsibility for defending our human rights. The people's champion is what you need to be hearing from a little bit more.
The people's champion?
I know you take that, Monica, but I have it in some public videos.
What is that?
The people's champion.
Oh,
yes, we have it in our song. I'm going to send it to you. I you listen to it.
So tomorrow we gather at what time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock tomorrow.
Yes.
And how long is the demonstration?
2 hours.
So from 1 to 3 p.m.
Yes. And if you can't spend the full 2 hours, make sure you're there at 1, because we have to show that we have solidarity in numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. So please, the stakes are far too high, because you see the negative public commentary from a few. And I would say to your listeners, as I've said to my staff, don't be daunted by the social media commentary, because when we walk in these communities, the people say, thanks, JFJ. And that is something for us to consider.
Wow. Well, Jamaica, apparently the tide is changing in the Caribbean. Tonight I'm hearing and gathering that the UNC, the United National Congress, has changed course. The PNM apparently has lost the elections. Dr. Keith Rowley and Stuart Young, Prime Minister Stuart Young, has lost to opposition leader Kamala Persad Bissesa. Apparently there's a wind of change coming in the Caribbean. A wind of change is coming in the Caribbean. And Jamaica is the only one left to make a decision in short order. Interesting times ahead, Jamaica. But Miss Jackson, it was a pleasure joining us tonight. And I'll be there. People are asking if I'll be there. I'm asking everyone to stand in solidarity. Stand in solidarity with the Jamaicans for justice tomorrow. So as we stand in solidarity, I'll be there, and I'm hoping that my students, even another 100 students, can join me tomorrow. Even another 100. And if you can't join me, send me your picture in your black. Don't it, Courtney?
Yes, and we have some little, what you call it, memes. And that's so young anymore, We'll share that as well to you, Sir Stevens. And if you can have your supporters circulate it on social media and flood it out. Let people know, listen, we support the call for the body worn cameras and wear your black, as you just asked. Not instructed as others have done. Just make the ask kindly.
Yes, Jamaica. That's where we leave it tonight. Thank you again, Ms. Jackson.
Thank you so much. It was certainly a pleasure. Really appreciate it. And good night to your listeners as well.
Jamaica, let us take a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we get into the other part of the news.
Join us for the International Women's Achievers Awards June 28, 2025 at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel 19 Biscayne Present Brampton. Hosted by Kerry Lee Crawford, red carpet host Andrea Thompson. Recognizing ladies such as Julie Black, Dr. Rita Pasord, Mel C, Keisha Brownie, and Marie Baker, and many other amazing women. Purchase your ticket today at iwaawards.org. Keynote speaker, live from Jamaica, Andre Stevens. Make it a date.
Say goodbye to pain. If you suffer from arthritis, sciatica, fibromyalgia, muscular, back, hip, knee, headache, and sinusitis, then Dr. Brown Arthritis Joint and Remedy Oil Pain is the answer. Listen to another satisfied customer.
Hi, I wanted to let you know that I've used this arthritis joint and remedy oil, and I tested it out with her tester a couple of times because I have a knee that's been driving me crazy. It hurts so much. And I put this on and walked around for a little bit, and I thought, okay, I'm really liking this stuff, and would absolutely recommend that you try it.
Enjoy life without the pain. It's just a rub away. Visit our website or contact us at 917-557-6204.
One Love Season to the Bone, your one-stop seasoning, authentic Jamaican seasoning, low sodium, no MSG, all natural herbs and spices, straight out a yard, all-purpose, chicken, fish, jerk, available at Broad Meat Food Stores, North Lauderdale, Lauderdale Lakes, Margate and Pembroke Pines, Key Food Stores, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, Bravo Supermarket, Miami, Fort Lauderdale and Palm Bay, FA&M and Price Choice, Miami, Thrifty Food Store, Palm Bay, Food Basket and DNL Supermarket, Palm Beach, Festival Margate, and available at all leading supermarkets and the Centerville Food Store, Nassau, Bahamas. Phone 561-946-9941. Email gfedllc@gmail.com. One Love Season to the Bone, your one-stop seasoning.
Yes, Jamaica, welcome back to PDTV News, Jamaica. I'm asking you all to like up this live. Like up this live tonight, Jamaica. I'm asking you all to like up this live. Getting live updates out of Canada. Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, Liberals Party is projected to win the elections. I'm seeing a major swing in Trinidad. A major swing happening in Trinidad. I'm looking at the Trinidad map, and the entire half or probably 75% of the map already, Jamaica, is looking yellow. When I spoke to someone in Trinidad, a friend of mine, I asked, how is Trinidad looking? Will the PNM win? The person said to me, I can't tell you, Andre, we're tired of PNM. We're tired of PNM. So I'm telling you that the Prime Minister of Trinidad in a few days, 73-year-old. 73 years old. Many of them mimicked her and laughed at her and said that they said the UNC has 19 seats. The PNM only has 2. It's really bad. The Attorney General, several of them in Trinidad is being wiped out. Many of them wiped out, and that is why we're having a problem. Producer, put it up now. 19-2, you know, Courtney. 19-2. I believe there's about 40 or 41 seats in Trinidad. And if the trend already is 19-2, it don't look good for them. Now you understand why Rowley. Now you understand, Jamaica, why Rowley, Prime Minister Rowley, walked. Yes. He couldn't take that embarrassment. Couldn't take the embarrassment.
Him realize.
And that is why, look at the map, Jamaica. And many people did say she old, you know.
Yes.
She old, but she not cowl. And when I saw pictures, I said, interesting times ahead. And the Liberals are leading in Canada. The Liberal Party is leading in Canada. No, it's actually said government. Yes. So all who think the Conservatives in Canada would have won. The Liberals has won, is trending and leading in Canada. But I'm telling you, the great PNM seems as though it has been ravished like how the great PNP in 2020 was ravished by the Green Rangers. But Jamaica tonight, you know I can't leave this program without talking little politics, Courtney. I cannot leave this program without talking little politics. Many people said they were very amazed by the interview I just did. I'm getting a lot of feedback that the interview I did with Mikuel Jackson. As she said, Jamaica. She said to me, Jamaica, look, backside. Liberal 153, Conservative 130, Hollande. Hollande, I'm getting a call. Lord God. Hello, good night, caller. Good night, my friend. Hold on. I never connect the right thing. I don't connect the right thing. Remember, me not get used to the studio fully yet. See with me. Yes, head boy, good night.
No problem, my friend. No problem.
What you saying?
So my predictions are actually right. I did say to you there were 41 seats in Trinidad. And the UNC controls 19. Yes? What the UNC did, there are 5 to 6 swing seats in Trinidad mainland.
Yes.
And couple in Tobago.
Yes.
So what they did was they targeted 3 of those swing seats that they never had. So now they're projected to come out with 22. Yes? Plus they are picking up some more along the way. So
I
this
think
is indeed
I think
a
they're going
wipeout.
to get about 28 seats based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah, this is a total wipeout of the PNM. Total wipeout of the PNM. And it was also showing how a 73-year-old woman is able to rally a nation to say enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Yeah?
And I can tell you, she stand up on them, She's
not afraid of them.
She stand up on them,
Kamala and Portia. Kamala and Portia are very good friends, Very good friends. And it's so funny. Every time the UNC wins in Trinidad, the PNP comes out of opposition.
What you said?
Every time the UNC wins in Trinidad is when the PNP come out of opposition. Let me give you the historical facts.
So every time because there were 2 female leaders in the Caribbean when she was prime minister and Portia was prime minister.
Yes, she won in 2011. Portia won in 2011.
20.
She lost in 2015. Portia lost in 2016. So and they have been in the wilderness for two terms since. So this might be a very indication of what is happening. And what they did, that will be happening in Jamaica. The UNC has brought out more voters than they have ever brought out in the history of the UNC.
So that's why Dr. Nathan Campbell calling and saying him ready for the rematch.
Exactly.
You know, hear Dr. Campbell.
Once in numbers, I keep on saying to people, the PNP brought out 465,000 votes in 2011.
Yes.
In 2016, they brought out 400,033. Yes.
They lost.
The JLP, they lost by 3,000 votes. In 2020, they brought out 308,000 votes, which means they didn't bring out about 120 to 150,000.
About 150,000 PNP never voted in.
Exactly.
And many of them still didn't vote in the local government election.
If they bring out even 100 of that 150, it's going to be a similar wipeout for the JLP.
What you just said?
If they bring out 100
out of the 120 that they lost in 2012,
it's going to be a big wipeout for the JLP.
Ed boy, one of these days, me and you need to go through the seats, you know. And
Yeah, man, I have the numbers ready.
we and you
Whenever you are
going to
ready.
go through the seats and we're going to call it on this program. Because, head boy, what you and I seeing, you know, a change is coming. Hey!
A change is coming now.
Hey! A change. No.
Anyway, my teacher, continue the class.
All
Let me
right.
run back in class.
All right. Producer, reverse the curse. We have to reverse the curse, little man. Reverse the curse. Hey! Reverse the
where they come from? Send it back, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from, send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Turn, reverse the curse, reverse the curse, reverse the order, reverse the curse. Reverse the order. Somebody say, reverse the curse. Yeah. Reverse the order. Somebody reverse the curse. Reverse the order over Jamaica. Reverse the curse, mighty God. Reverse the order. If a king's house, if a garden house, if a the prime minister, if a the opposition, if a politician, if a the liar, come from the doctor, come from Simon, anywhere he come from, reverse the order, reverse the order, break tourism, we're coming through, we're coming through, reverse the curse, send back the order, reverse the curse. Send back the order. Where he come from? Anywhere he come from. If a Jamaica, if a Clarendon, if a St. Thomas he come from, St. Mary, send it back. Send it back. We don't want to hear you. Come out of Jamaica. Leave the Highland. Leave Jamaica. Leave Jamaica. Say leave Jamaica. We are going to know Jamaica. We are going to take back 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 Jamaica. We say we want 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 back Andyville. Say we want back Clarendon. We want back Manchester. Say we want back Kingston. We want back Spanish Town. Say we want back Canova. Mighty go be happy with. Trinani happy with.
The works of our former leaders inspire us to deliver a better life for all Jamaicans, guided by our progressive principles of equality and justice, built on a firm foundation of utmost integrity.
For the role of leadership, first of all, the leadership, he must inspire by example, and above all, he must have integrity. Integrity, integrity, integrity. Only honesty can lead the people.
Mr. Jamaica, I am feeling a heat tonight, Courtney. I'm feeling a heat coming from East Portland and I'm feeling it in West Portland. Yeah. Me I feel it in East St. Thomas and me I feel it in West St. Thomas. Me say me go to Westmoreland and me I feel it in Eastern and Western and Central Westmoreland. It's like from the East and the West. It's like it a come Jamaica. It a take a it a come from the West, you know, Courtney. And it a come from the East. And then I go in a Central Jamaica. I go in a Central, I go to Manchester, Courtney. Yeah. And I sweep out Central Manchester, you know. One big patrol down there, you know.
And me have fix the patrol, you know, Courtney. And me have fix it. And me have sweep it. And then when I look, you know, Courtney, me take a turn and me go to St. Elizabeth. And me say, Courtney, wait no man, Southwest St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. I said Jamaica. When I look, Courtney, you see fly green in Batty and that 12. Courtney,
Sweep him up.
Miranda sweep out him backside down there, you know.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
And then I go and St. Mary, you know? Yeah. Me here say the Obi a man and his uncle can't do no more, Courtney, because the Holy Ghost and the Pentecostal and the Apostolic them up there, you know. Hey, the Holy Ghost and the Pentecostal, hey, the 3-seater St. Mary I go PNP no, Courtney. 3-seater go St. Mary. Courtney, me go up at Trelawney.
I walk around there.
Not even the cow where she did a roast what you can't save her, you know. Me say pack more of her and that 12. Not even talk about how we can go dash sweat over. Lord God, Courtney, you think me must continue sweep?
Yes, sweep, man.
Me a sweep. Let me jump go back over in a Clarendon. And when me go in a Clarendon, you know, Courtney.
Walk around there.
The doctor named R.J. Dixon have sharp neck Nesta in a 12. Nesta go and lose his seat.
Circle neck.
Wait no man. You think of this so this alone I go lose? I'm not talking it all. I'm not talking it all, Jamaica. Because if I talk it all tonight, you're not going to
see that.
You remember this one I said to you? We shall have a new day in that land. In that land that we shall have a new day in that land. Courtney, in that promised land. Oh, new day, precious day, in that promised land. Oh, new day, precious Jamaica.
Mercy, call it on Joe.
Him cannot call it.
Call it on Joe.
Him cannot call it, Courtney. The Constitution will have to call it for the people.
All right, Constitution, call it.
The Constitution. Who agree? Well, put on up that broom here. Put on that broom there because you see the election night. Me just like us there up PNP headquarters, a sweep. Courtney, me a young sweep them out, you know.
Right.
Because Jamaica, we have had too much of them.
Tired of him. You say the street silent. The street silent.
Somebody calling me. Hold on, let me take this call. Hello, good night, caller.
Good night, sir. I see you in a very jubilant mood.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I called you last night regarding Black River.
Yes.
As it relates to a planned
police
brutality, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They have a list with men, name of men from the Spring Park to the Brampton area, which you know Miranda is very active there as well. And I wish her all the best. Still, even some of the residents are saying Flight Green cannot get their support. But this situation is getting out of hand because they said that the men are on a death list and the police have to kill those men.
My God.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And there's also this policeman called Jason who has him have another list and him have 8 guns when him have to put on the men we will kill. He will kill them, and he has 8 guns. This is a viral video that has been making the rounds.
Really? What him said? What?
Him say him have 8 guns for the men that he will kill because he will plant them.
Yes.
Yes. So they are even casting the young men in gangs. They just want to be associated by relatives or anything. And they say they are in the gangs. And once you are related in any shape or form, guilty by association,
yes,
it deemed you're marked for death.
My God. Thank you for sharing that tonight.
Yes, and I hope you continue to just strive in your program. It's a very good program.
All right, my dear, I'll continue.
Bye-bye. All right.
But today, Courtney and Jamaica, the Prime Minister is saying that we must slam the opposition. We must slam the opposition because his housing solution is the best one for Jamaica. But I don't recall if Jamaicans remember that the Prime Minister said that he's going to produce 70,000 houses.
Remember that village?
You remember when the Prime Minister said to you all that he's going to produce 70,000 houses? So he urged the electorate to choose the JLP policies. Slams the opposition promises to solve home ownership in this country. After 9 years, Jamaica, Holness is telling you to keep his policy, to work with his policy, when many of us can't even pay rent. Many of us can't even buy a house. According to Fidem Senator, more teachers own houses and cars under this government. I don't know what kind of delusion of grandeur I'm suffering from.
And I get the money.
So Mark Golding responded to him today. I like how Mark Golding responded to him today. Listen to what Mark Golding said to him, Jamaica. Listen.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
In 2020, you promised the Jamaican people 70,000 NHT homes by 2025. But after 9 years as Prime Minister, only 14,741 homes have been delivered. And in the current 5-year term, only 7,950 NHT homes have been delivered. So of the 70,000 homes you promised, 10,000 were to be for young people aged 18 to 35, and 30% were to be reserved for public sector workers. You have failed to deliver on both of those promises for young people and public sector workers. You also promised 1,000 social houses per year, yet fewer than 300 have been delivered in 9 years. Another failed promise. Our $1 billion Young Owners Fund will be replenished annually from ending the annual $11.4 billion raid on NHT. And our fund will benefit 2,000 young people per year. That's 10,000 young people will benefit in our first term in office. The People's National Party has a comprehensive, affordable housing plan to provide real solutions for all Jamaicans when we form the next government. Some of our key initiatives include: 1. Ending the annual $11.4 billion raid of NHT's funds. 2. Building 50,000 affordable homes over the next 5 years. 3. Launching the Young Owners Fund with $1 billion annually from the resources of the NHT, which will offer $500,000 grants to first-time buyers aged up to 35 years and will benefit 10,000 young people over a 5-year period. 4. Introducing our rent-to-own program for those who are not formally employed and can't produce a payslip, and those who don't have sufficient savings to cover a deposit on a house. 5. We will restore public sector workers access to reduced NHT interest rates on borrowings And we will introduce a higher debt service ratio of 40% to allow public sector workers a bigger mortgage. And we'll also give them a 3-month moratorium before mortgage payments begin after they buy a house. 6. We will remove the insurance costs for low-income NHT borrowers who earn $30,000 per week or less. And 7. We will exclude the land value from the price of NHT houses, reducing house prices by up to $3 million to contributors. Jamaica deserves better. Call the election, Prime Minister. The people are ready. Time come.
And visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at
Jamaica. Courtney, he said to us, choose the JLP policy.
Yes.
What is the JLP housing policy? Choose this policy. He said, choose the JLP policy. What is the JLP policy? Mark Golding and the PNP has offered to you a housing policy. Has the government offered to you a housing policy? So how is then you're going to say to the people, choose your policy, when so many Jamaicans cannot afford a house? So many working professionals, so many entrepreneurs can't afford a house. So how then you're going to say, choose the JLP policy and slam the PNP? So are you saying, Andrew Holness, that the Jamaican people must slam progressive policies of owning a house in this country? 30 million, 40 million, 45 million, 55 million. And I must give up Mark Golding giving the homeowners 500,000 to deposit on their house. I must dash from Mark Golding policy to take up what? What can go so? 9 years you have not done anything substantive. In bill over 300 social housing when he promised 1,000 per year. The said houses that he might go get back from you if he go give somebody else. Yes. Also, he promised, and a matter of fact, it wasn't 70,000 houses he committed to. It was 100,000 in 2016. I remember explicitly being a part of that team. It was 100,000 houses. He retracted in 2020 when he saw it wasn't feasible and said 70,000. I remembered when he stood up against Dr. Peter Phillips in the debate and said, under my watch, I will deliver 70,000 houses. And in the last 5 years, Courtney, of the 70,000, he has only done 7,400 and something. And in the 9 years, it has been about 14,000. So on average, it's about 1,650 houses built per year. And he's telling you, Jamaica, keep the 1,600, keep the saturated overpriced market, and keep the Jamaica Labour Party. But I want to ask the people of Jamaica tonight, if you were to make a decision at this hour, would you keep him? Or would you denounce him? Would you keep him, Jamaica? Would you keep him, Jamaica? The streets are fed up with him, you know. The streets are fed up. And as a matter of fact, the people in Trinidad took the approach that we're taking right now. Verona says she had denounced. Hey, dash him way! Reverse the curse and dash him way. Dash him way, Jamaica.
But where they come from, send it back, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from, send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Turn, reverse the curse, reverse the curse, reverse the order. reverse the curse, reverse the order. Somebody say.
Remember what he said about trick? Remember what he said about trick? PNP people, you remember what him said the PNP coming like? Dog. Producer, remind him what him said about PNP people, no? Because if the next 150,000 PNP come out, you know, Courtney. Jamaica. Jamaica. Remember what he called the People's National Party.
The history of the PNP and power, their power-seeking behavior, is like a dog chasing a car. And when they catch the car, they don't know what to do with it.
The history of the PNP. But you must remember that those who infer as dogs have a vote, you know. Those who he infers, I wanted to remind him tonight, producer. Producer, play tonight, make PNP people hear when call them.
The history of the PNP and power, their power-seeking behavior, is like a dog chasing a car. And when they catch the car, they don't know what to do with it.
What can go so?
Remember the dog can vote, you know. Remember Jamaica that the dog, damn feisty. This dog can vote. The man say remember the PNP coming like dogs.
History. Dog stop and now set up. Right.
Can you imagine?
What we really give that out there? What we really do that?
The history of the PNP is that they're coming like dogs.
Yes,
remember that even Shih Tzu can vote in this election. PNP Shih Tzu are going to vote. PNP Mongrel are going to vote. PNP Rottweiler are going to vote. PNP Pitbull are going to vote. Bulldog are going to vote. Dover. Dover man. Since Jamaica, that is what him saying to you, Courtney. Rude, rank, and disrespectful.
Come, comrade.
Comrades.
Come out.
Jamaican people. People of Jamaica.
Serious enough.
People of Jamaica. This man is telling you and I. This man is telling you, denounce Smart Golding and the PNP for their progressive, let me use the word progressive housing policy. It is progressive because it was thought after. It is progressive because it is solutions oriented. It is progressive, the housing policies put forward by the people. You know what they call it? The Portia Initiative.
500,000.
The Portia Initiative, Jamaica. The Portia Initiative. And this man is looking at you and I. One drummer Roach called me today, you know, and say, them are going to send me back a Ward 21. Hello, good night, caller. Welcome to PDTV News.
Hello, good night, teacher.
Yes, my friend.
I want to ask her. I'm concerned. Angela mother was a teacher?
Yes, she was an educator.
If Angela mother was a teacher and then treated in mother professional like that, what do you expect?
Repeat that, caller.
If Angela mother was a teacher and then treated his mother professional like that, what do you expect? This person does not care about his mother then. Because if he treat teacher like that and his mother was a teacher,
yes,
that means this guy is a very dangerous guy.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, because if my mother was a teacher, the first thing I would want to fix up is teaching professional because my mother's a teacher.
Yes.
That means that this guy do that he care about his mother. I support Andrew Holness 20 2 election because I say a young man.
Wait.
And
you voted for Andrew Holness 2016
yeah,
and 2020.
I support the last 2 elections because I was a young man and maybe he have an aim for Jamaica. But it's the worst thing ever do.
So you said the 2 times you vote for him?
Yeah, because I thought he was a good person because You want to look for Jamaica, but it's the worst thing I ever done.
It is the worst mistake you have made in your life.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, PNP have two good ministry. Minister of Education, they have the best minister, and Finance Minister, they have the best. Once you have those two ministries, a good person,
yes,
can't go wrong.
True.
Because Damien Crawford is the best Minister of Education by far. He's the only person I plan. Listen, Andrew knows him don't have a chance. He just a joke this thing up. And the longer I wait, I more see him or lose him. Believe me. Because people are changed by day by day.
By day by day.
Day by longer I wait, because the country is not going to get better. So the longer I wait, I more see him or lose.
Thank you for your perspective tonight, caller. You said
Okay,
the longer I wait, the more I'm going to lose. Caller, him have some serious problem. I make the Chihuahua and the Pit Bull and the American Bull, them in a theme park. I leave him to Delano and the Gang of Five. Yeah. I leave him to Delano and the Gang of Five. Marshy, a call. Good night, Mr. Marsh.
Good night, Andre. Good night, and good night, listeners.
Yes, Marshy. The world hearing you.
When I was a little boy, I grew up with my auntie. She was a revivalist. And when them go to church, you see, when them are going to baptism, and then come out and start to march the river, them have a song that they used to sing. It goes like this. Time, the time has come. Thank God the time has come.
Oh, yes.
Repent, baptize, and born again. Thank God the time has come.
Sing it.
The time has come. Thank God the time has come.
Sing that song, Brother Marshy.
Baptized and born
again.
Thank God
the time has come. Sing it again, Brother Marshy.
Lord, let me tell you.
Yes.
Me beg and do Holness. Don't tell anybody that Jesus is coming. Because they're not going to believe him.
Oh, yes.
They're going to think that Jesus now come. The man makes tell too much lies, too much false promises, and we can't take any more. I would have liked lift up Trinidad and drop it in Jamaica tonight and show him the time has come. We now want to wait no more. Call the election now.
Call it.
Amen.
Sing the song again. One more time, Mr. Mash.
The time has come. Thank God the time has come.
Sing it again.
Repent, baptize, and born again. Thank God
the time has come. What a beautiful. The time has come. The time has come. Woe is the time has come. Him sound good, you know. You want to hear him on the system. Hello, caller, good night.
Only thing me have to tell her, Andrew Holness say, dog bite hot. Remember?
What you say,
dog
caller?
Bite hot. The dog bite hot. Roof. Bite hot.
What? Wait.
Bite hot.
Where you say,
so
caller?
when the day of the election, you must remember the dog bite hot.
Why?
Later.
Ball out! Whoa! Yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
Marcia, you bite rough too?
Oh, you mean they are with Panimo do index finger?
Tell me how you bite. Roof.
Listen, me just want to say this to Andrew.
Yes.
And me read the killing of the young men. Me remember Andrew did tell us every ghetto youth is a star, you know.
Tell him, Marcia.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you kill off the star them. Andrew, you forgot say you tell us that every ghetto youth is a star?
Yes.
So, you kill off the star them. You kill off the star them, Andrew? And that's that me want ask. That's the question me want ask him. A female say every ghetto youth is a star. So, you kill off the star them? Little by one.
Marcia, when him can't control them, you know. Look, Marcia, I want to ask you a question. I want you to listen. For that 106 Jamaican men who have been murdered, I want you to do a comparative analysis, Marcia, and look at the places that they're being killed from. And then you say, oh, no, I understand the pattern.
Yes.
You hear what I say?
Yes.
If you look at the pattern of those who are being murdered, a PNP era, most of them, you know.
A PNP era,
and where in which these alleged dons fall out in line with them MPs, what them do to them? Cut them down. And then what MP say, when the MP come and say, I don't know him, I'm not aware of him, you know. No, that should say, I don't know him, I'm not aware of him.
Yes.
Good, Marcia.
Yes.
You hear him, Mr. Marcia say?
Exactly. We know exactly how that one they go.
Oh,
we
Marcia.
know exactly how it go.
Remember when Marcia said that
I just want to remind him because him seems to forget a lot of things when him say. So I just want to remind him, say, him did say the ghetto youth them is a star. Every ghetto youth is a star.
Yes.
But you kill off the star them, Andrew. You forgot they used to them things. But just want to ask him
that time. All right, Marcia, later.
Yeah.
That time has come. Good night, Jamaica. Hello, good night. Hold on, me have to monitor this thing. I need to get the split cable. Production team, I need to get the split cable for this thing. You hear? Hello, caller, good night. Welcome to PDTV News Jamaica.
Yes, teacher. We wonder if you have enough. Broom for the we sweep out them after this general election.
I'm going to get at least 60 broom. At least 60 broom I'm going to get. Because we still need
60 broom.
We still need an opposition in the country, you know. We're going to left him and probably two of them over there.
No, him can't left. Him not go left.
Oh, you're not even left him?
We not left him. So we want a broom especially broad enough so we can sweep him out.
You know, I would say if I had the resources, I would have personally challenged him to run for MP. If I did have the resources, man, I would have taken him on in West Central.
Oh, gosh.
If I had the resources.
Andre, I want to tell you, you have the support. You don't have to have the resources yet. But if you run, the support alone.
Somebody need to pin him down in the constituency.
Somebody
I would have pinned him down in there in a Putney. Him couldn't even go political meeting. Him would have feared campaign at night time.
Before me go still, but I think the people them down high rise and reserve cartel selfie down there. So
but you said them reserve cartel selfie.
Yes.
Why? You know easy, you know. You said them reserve this cell.
Yeah, man, we reserve the selfie.
All right,
so,
my brother.
We're going back to class.
All right.
You want some PDTV, bro?
All right. God bless you. Hello, good night, St. Elizabeth.
Hey, what go on, my brother? How you doing?
I hear say flight green gone home, you know. How you never call me, they tell me.
Oh, yeah, me just not call you now.
Me hear say Miranda have him on that twep down there.
No, man, me greet Miranda in the street, man. And
me hear say Miranda, right now, I am being told that no amount of resources can make Floyd Green win.
No, man, the people them don't want him, man.
And I
man
hear
too
say,
lion wicked,
I
man.
hear say even Frank with in a problem, you know. Or you never tell me say Frank in a problem too.
No, you know, there's a me go through that era there, you know, but me talk to a few persons and them say boy, because our account many again per PMP man, many again man.
Oh,
Scotty no come from the area, so them are saying kinda it look you know iffy. But as we say, he's a man who know to win election.
Well,
so
me not put nothing past Scotty. Me not putting nothing past Scotty.
Exactly. But you know, one of the main things me call it Andre. You know, say me I vote in election from 2002. And you know, say it's the best plan, and not because I'm a supporter of the PMP, but it's the best plan I've heard
in a long time.
Any party came up with.
With the 500,000.
Yes, me mean just housing, just remember even with the farming, you know, with data, you know.
Yes.
We set up a fund like the tourist enhancement fund.
The agriculture development fund.
It's a plus for farmers, you know. And young professional under 35, 25 and up.
Forget the house.
To be able to get
the
housing grant. Because you know, me own my own house now, you know, Angie. But I'm saying to you that me could have owned a house for maybe 27, you know.
Yes.
But I couldn't find the deposit. And the deposit is the biggest problem for every Jamaican.
Yes.
Because we working, sometimes work small money, the deposit not come as you want it.
Yes. So you can go put it. So if Mark Walling say I'm gonna give you the 500,000. You really appreciate that.
Of course, man. That is a start. That's me say is deposit. Everybody want Andre. The deposit is you could have raised the amount of money you can get from the NHT.
Yes.
If you are able to find the deposit, then you won't able to get the money from NHT. So the deposit is like the 1.5 that they came with in 2016.
Yes.
The deposit.
So you know the teachers them and the police and the nurse and the doctor them are run with it, you know.
I mean,
and I am going to make sure the world and the Jamaica is aware. And a matter of that, the PNP coming with something more than that soon, you know, Courtney.
Of course, but Andre, until they come again, what you know?
I can tell them the PNP. I have seen and I have seen, you know, Courtney. But it is not my duty to talk it yet, you know. The PNP
Andre,
coming with something bigger than that.
Andre, you see the first in family and university is our next plus. You know the amount of youths and girls out here who have their subject but their parents and able to find the money.
Yes.
You have to send them go look and look work. First in the family, I know of a young lady who is now a principal at a school, Andre.
Yes.
And when she started first to go to college,
she never have the money.
She never have the money, but the community helped her.
Yes.
And guess what? Her sister went to college, two sisters went to college. Guess what? She was able to help them and they were inspired by her because she went to college. So first in the family initiative is a big plus, Andre.
And that is a part, it is called a part of the Portia initiative, you know, the education plan. And what I appreciate is that Mark Golding, because Jamaica love Portia, she never get to finish her legacy. He has decided to dub. He could have said the Mark Gold, he could have called it the Golden Plan, you know. He said the Portia initiative. So I appreciate that. And you know,
of course,
I have been one of those people very critical of Mark Golding, and I think it has worked to his benefit.
Yes.
I believe.
But at the time, but at the time when you were, you know, all of us were expecting him to do better. So I know it was a work in progress, but there are many times we don't see the progress until it reaches to a certain point.
Yes.
And sometimes we're a little impatient because we want to see the progress happen. But your criticism wasn't wrong.
Well, I appreciate that him farming up to be a formidable leader. People are saying to him remind them of Joshua Manley. I don't know if I want to carry him there yet. But
he is you're
a leader for this time.
You'd have more put him as an outsider who has a real vision and who knows how to make it.
I give him a little bit more time. I want him stand up on his feet and argue in the parliament like a mere Matley. And I know Vietnam are giving him another 6 to 8 months, Courtney, that him can stand in the parliament and hold him on. Like, I want him stand up, and when him stand up, you can't say backside. I mark this.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? I believe he can do it. And
he has
let me say something.
he has no hoe, you know. He has no hoe, you know. It's just because he wasn't bred as a politician.
Yes, because
to
operate the
speak in
business
that way.
them, but him getting there. Him
He's
getting there. And I stop fire upon him until him fix it.
Yes, man.
If me see him do it right, me go say yes, Marky G. And if him do it wrong, me go say no, Marky G. But I am going to be one of those. You see how when him win Courtney, Prime Minister not giving him more than 100 days. Prime Minister, this is day 20. What is happening, Prime Minister? I am going to be that watchdog because we're not going to make when Andrew Holness turn power, we were not giving Mark Golding and the PNP that opportunity.
No.
We're going
and as
hold them to account.
And before I go, Angie, as I told you before, that even though I'm a comrade, I believe most time parties 2-term and then make some, either you come out and make a fresh
leader coming,
or you change the party. Because at the end of the day, I'm saying progress for Jamaica.
All right.
And we don't want stagnant.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Let me make Primrose talk. I Primrose not talk tonight. She can't go to bed. Primrose.
Good night, teacher.
Lord Primrose, how you do?
If he ever thinks that the old time dog, them are going to beat him up. You see that new set of dog going let out, and he let out dog them. You see that new set of dog going let out, the young people them when make me vote and believe in him, and now then change them on him.
Yeah.
And then go and run him down and light him up and prepare him up. Piece of flagging, make him stay there. And them are going to do with him. Then you set a dog you when let out.
All right.
Good night.
Producer, play about the dog argument. Play about the dog argument.
The history of the PNP and power, their power-seeking behavior, is like a dog chasing a car. And when they catch the car, they don't know what to do with it.
The history of the PNP is like a dog chasing the car. Hello, Miss Pham. Good night. Miss Pham?
Good night, teacher.
Yes, Miss Pham.
Yes. Just a message from K9 camp to the cockroach and
Wait. What you say? A message from which camp? The K9?
The K9 camp. To the cockroach and the Joma Roach camp.
Yes, Miss.
This one is for Andrew. Step aside now. Another man wants to take over. That me I tell him.
Step aside now. So you said the K9 I go deal with the Drummer Roach.
K9 are well trained. Some of them, you know. Well trained animal can sniff out every wrong thing. Where them are going to go over them. We sniff out every cockroach, every Drummer Roach. Out of them.
Step aside now. Step aside now.
Another man wants to take over.
All right, Miss Pham. God bless you now. Hello, caller. Good night. Welcome to PDTV News.
Good night, Andre.
Yes, turn off the TV, caller. Turn off the TV. Turn it off.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Andre?
Yes, my friend.
Last night, I tell you, man. Turn up a new town, I tell you.
New town.
Yes, man. I ran that most of the place last night, man.
Me here, so
you know
have them in a problem in a St. Elizabeth.
No, but Andre, you see down at Southwest, yeah?
Yes.
You know, you see Pedro playing.
Yes.
In a Dannybrook time, you know. Cause I'm one of the old delegates, you know. And Miranda was this one of the youngest secretary.
Yes.
You know. Bring up on anybody come up on a Dannybrook hand, man. I mean, they know about the politics, you know.
And we must big up Dannybrook wife Dorothy
Yes.
Buchanan. She
yes,
has
man.
stood with the party, and I'm sure she's watching me tonight. Big up Comrade Dorothy Buchanan tonight.
And you see over the bridge now.
Yes.
When they come from across the bridge, you know. Pedro playing mountainside. So when they come a bridge,
yes.
Black River take you, you know, and go hand it to Brompton, you know.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah, man. Remember, you know, we send home like
Tufton,
you know, 13. And Tufton he tell Green say, you know, he said he said Southwest I don't know safe, you know, go look safe seat. You know. Yeah? But he never take heed.
Well, no worry, man. We're going to say you.
No, man, we are sending more, man.
Hello.
We are sending more.
Floyd Green must be sent into political retirement as well. Is another Andrew Holness. Is not a good one. You know, remember what him? You know, remember what him doing in the thing when everybody locking at them house. Him and Balemi and Chow and all of them, Gabby, all of them. They pan no movement, no move. You know, remember them very wicked and treacherous.
This is last week Monday.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody called that show at Independence Park.
Yes.
You know, out there, and I look at him in person and I say, "Oi, the time up, you know."
You tell him.
You know home. You know, man, he know me good, man.
Oh, so you tell him.
Good. If I see look at me, know say we are coming, you know.
You tell him say the time gone, finish
yes,
up.
Yes, man. I send him more, man. Can't take more labor pain, my brother. I tell you, know, it's terrible, man. Terrible. You know. But anyway, you're doing a very good work, my brother.
All right, my friend. God bless you. Masikile na East Portland call me. Masikile, good night.
Good night, Andre. I'm a virgin.
Where they going in Portland, you know?
And good night to all our listeners, them.
Yes, just
hear my thing tonight now. Remember, I coming from the mouth of babes and suckling, you know.
Yes.
Remember, who was the first person who told us about Floyd Green demise? Remember, like a Kiara?
Kiara, yeah, man, Kiara said, we're done with
with
Green. We're done. Big up Kiara tonight.
Done.
Yes.
Yes. So we just send out a big word, shout out like a Kiara.
Yes. Kiara right? Did done tell me say. And when the people them tell you that, so you go, you know, quote me, believe, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Angie.
All right, Masiki. How is Portland? How is Portland?
You know it go already, man. Strong.
All right, Masikile. Bless up tonight, my friend.
Bless up.
I can tell Jamaica tonight. People still are calling me, you know. I saw no lovely program tonight. You see how the program nice and the program look good? Boy, the program look good, don't it? Somebody say me look like me there on CNN. Hello, good night. Welcome to PDTV News.
Good night, my son. Good night.
Yes, turn off the TV in the background because everything the studio pick up now.
Yes, man. Andre?
Yes.
Yes, you know, I call a little earlier before, about 6 callers. And he was telling about the 2 times he voted, right?
Yes.
You know, you take those callers very serious, you know. Yes, you take those callers very serious. And you know that people are really trending the right way, you know.
Yes.
Yes, because what is happening, people don't like it.
Yes.
People don't like what's going on, so they're gonna turn. You know, you deceive the people in 2020.
Yes.
You deceive them in 2016, and they feel really let down. It's only the one who really can't take the pressure, you know.
You know,
couldn't call you and say tell you the truth, you know.
You know, even here the cockroach called today on the midday program and she said,
exactly.
Because the labor right, they must say no campaign now one. Them a wonder. Remember, say September election due. Are we there in May right now? May, June, July, August, September. 5 months left.
Look at that. Look how close. Look how close. Mr. Bell, tell him we shall if we go look at the Bible and he see me in a dog. Yes, Mr. Bell, tell him that. So I hope he go look and see what is a dog. Yes.
All right, my friend.
All right.
Thank you for your
all right, Andre. I want to keep up your good work here, sir.
All right, my father. God bless you. Now.
All right, my son. Good.
And what am I going to quote me? New day. Blessed day in that promised land. New day. They are very silent. They're very silent, Jamaica. But as I said to you, interesting times ahead. Let me take this final call for the night. Hello, caller, welcome. Hello, welcome, caller.
Good night, Andrew Holness.
cannot call the PNP party dog.
Why?
Andrew Holness look like a dog. You don't see him face?
Well, I don't know, my friend. Me now go get in them attacks so me go call him dog. Me now go reach carry this. So.
Not you. You not calling him that. I am telling you he's a dog.
Oh, all right. I hear you, sir. I hear you.
There's man Mackenzie look like a dog himself.
Oh, I can agree to that one. No. Who else?
There's man Mackenzie's a dog.
You remember the woman where they do the thing on TikTok and she call them name of the dog them a come out? Andrew Holness.
I be a bite him again. You see him afraid to call election. Tell him to call it.
All right.
Anytime call election, him get bite up.
Bite up. I would the lady will call and say, woof, woof. Who never bite him up? All right, Jamaica.
Be a bite him again.
All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to PDTV News Jamaica.
Good night to you, Sir Andre.
Yes, sir.
The Great.
No, I'm not Andre the Great. There is Alexander the Great.
Yes, man. Hold on, man.
Lord,
when I call you great, you're great.
You say Andre the Great. All right, I take the new.
Yes, man. Sir, you know that I call you sir.
Oh. When you get sir in England, you know, you're knighted by the king or the
no,
queen.
Man, go back to Sir Jamaica. Come back to Sir Jamaica.
All right, sir. All right.
One little house up on the house where our sir sits.
Yes.
You remember?
King's house.
Oh, okay. My question, Andre.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jamaican for Justice.
Yes.
Plan on speaking to the nation.
Yes.
Tomorrow. In the sense of a peaceful demonstration. Am I correct?
Yes. Just speed up the conversation, my father, because other persons are wanting to talk.
Where is Indicom?
Well, according to remember that Indicom is also government and government entity, you know. So whilst Jamaicans for Justice is a NGO, meaning that they can speak out because they're an advocacy group. Remember, Indicom is still aligned to the government. Understood?
Right.
And
right.
also, if you remember what Ms. Jackson said, caller, she equally said to you that the different style of leadership where a youth partner would take on versus a Terrence Williams, meaning probably a youth partner with more the person who will write down, document things, whilst a Terrence Williams is more outright and an advocate. So where are you getting at tonight?
Which is correct. Which is correct.
So
I am looking at Jamaican for Justice, Andre, standing out there tall and high, without a backbone to help them.
Well,
when I say without a backbone, I am talking if Indicom is looking at where we are looking, there should be some line of support.
Well, as I said to you, I am sure, listen, no man, daddy, I am sure other advocacy groups will be standing with them tomorrow. You're not going to see the government stand against the government.
I know.
Understood?
Even though our learned leader,
where you should be calling for is the office of the public defender. The public defender should be standing up there tomorrow. Not necessarily. That is where you must carry the argument, caller. And you're taking too long to develop the argument.
That was my second call.
No, you're taking too long to develop the argument. So let me develop the argument for you. One.
Which is right.
One, Jamaicans for Justice stands tomorrow. But the office of the public defender must stand with them. All right? That is where we're advancing the discussion. All right?
Correct.
All right, my friend. But thank you for making that notable conversation tonight.
Exactly, Andre. And justice for one should be justice for all. respect, sir.
Wow, Jamaica. This is too much now. Another TikToker just now. Another TikToker, Courtney, has been murdered unalive.
Squad.
Another TikToker has been murdered unalive. Hello, good night, caller.
Yes.
Yes.
In order to maintain the integrity of the upcoming election, I am going to implore the opposition to invite election observers from the United States, because I am expecting a lot of problems. Because when I listen to even Marlon Morgan spoke today, he has certain clandestine plans to disrupt the election and to disrupt a free and fair election.
You believe that?
So, yes, so with international observers now, they can expose any wrongdoing and even expose the culprits. And Holness don't really want his name to reach the State Department or stuff like that. So
but
he is more afraid of the Americans.
You're sure it can't reach there because, see what happened to the Prime Minister of Antigua, where the US is investigating him. There is an act that Jamaica needs to sign, as that is called a magistic or something like that act. If that is signed, the US can come in and investigate him thoroughly.
Well, that should be done. Also, JFJ cannot manage this by itself, so it needs to contact the inter-American and human rights, inter-American human rights, right? And also Amnesty International and the International Criminal Court. If they are not making contact with those institutions, nothing will ever happen.
Understood.
Right? Because I have listened to her and she cannot manage that role. I know Dr. Carlin Gomes, she was a firebrand, and I know Terence Williams, right? Neither, look here, Miss Jackson cannot manage that position, and you Faulkner cannot manage the position at Indicom either, because I remember everything where when those offices were established. Man, I'm telling you, man, effective work.
Well,
right?
She has committed that she wants to use this platform to speak on different issues going forward. So let us, rather than say she can't manage, let us compliment and help. You agree with that?
Well, your role is very important because
yeah, but here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Is years now Jamaicans for Justice has been dormant. She took it up 2 years ago, and she's trying. So rather than beat her down to say she can't manage, let us help build up and compliment.
Reasonable? I agree with that.
Reasonable?
I agree with that.
Yeah, man. So we could not just shoot down. I would argue that Indicom needs some work. Do you agree? Indicom needs the work. That kind of leverage and that kind of authority that Indicom had under Terence Williams, in truth. But make we see if me keep nudging them like what and nudge Jamaicans for Justice. Reasonable?
Yes.
All right.
That's very important for that organization to be effective and active.
All right, my friend.
But I hear people talking about that police need support. Police already have guns, ammunition, and support from the government and the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. The ordinary people who are being killed and their mothers and children left behind, they don't have any help.
From
so
and what you miss out tonight is that Arlene Harrison left public defender office. Nothing now going down there, so you know. Nothing now going down at the public defender office. And this you should have called upon tonight.
I don't even know who is the public defender now, and I'm a person who is always versed in current affairs.
Caroline, Cameron, something was your name.
Something like that.
Okay.
Some attorney. So you need to go look into it. I know you're going to look into it. All right?
Okay.
All right, my friend. Thank you for calling. I want thing about class president, in anything him do, I'm going to make sure bringing the financial mercenary as an Andrew Holness. Hello, good night. Hello, good night, caller.
Good night.
Yes, turn off the TV now, please.
All right, that's okay now?
You have to turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it totally off. I've said that once you come on this program, turn off the television.
Okay, my turn. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think this is the second time I'm talking to you. I remember when this prime minister going into office as a new person, I said it was the best prime minister we'll ever see. But I end up to see the worst prime minister ever been into Jamaica.
Wow.
The worst, disgusting, conniving prime minister I've ever seen. And he come in with a bang, and he's going out like a dog lapping his tail.
Wow.
That is only what I have to say tonight.
All right, my friend.
All right.
Wow. In coming in with a bang and laughing. No, I'm not even going to repeat the words. So another TikToker has passed on. Somewhere up Redills. Producer, you have it? Can show? It's just too much what is happening in our country right now. It's really Jamaica too much. I'm gathering it happened somewhere up Redills. Where the TikToker, let me Miss Lady P talk in the meantime. Hello, good night. Yes, Lady P, good night.
Yeah, man, good night. Me say Andrew Holness a call PMP people dog. But me tell him why dog. Me name them out because you know what is a dog? A dog is a person with turn back in one vomit. Okay. If say fire flight green and then take him back, that a dog. He say one a sentence be when in with the money for what you market. And then take him back. That a dog. The one when he job wrong, when he put out type or then him have to edge up over opposition side and he take it back. So him and them a dog to them own vomit. Because you can't throw away something and take it back.